Hey everybody. So I just wanted to give a quick update. It is week 8. We are 1 week away from leaving, so we are on schedule with our original timeline. But outside of that, there really isn't a whole lot of good news to share. So we had booked flights to the United States from Dubai to Dulles, which is just outside of Washington, D.C. And then we were notified that that flight was canceled. So it turns out that at least in some parts of the world, like the UAE, the government has to approve all flights before they take off. So airlines are booking flights without government approval to actually fly the flights. So I know that we were expecting that there were going to be airlines that were booking flights and that the flights may or may not fly, but I had not anticipated that it would actually be a multi-layered approval process. So we were sold tickets for a flight that was not government approved, and then when the flight was canceled outside of our control, we were not refunded for the tickets. So that's a flat loss. What's nice is that the airline that we were flying with has promised to give us 2 years worth of credit or 2 years worth of time to use the flight credit that we spent on a family of 4 flying back to the United States. But that's about it. So we had to then book different flights on a different carrier to again try to leave Abu Dhabi and make it into the United States. So now we are flying to Chicago, and we should be getting there in early July. So if all goes according to plan, that flight will take off. Now it didn't just end there, because the same thing happened to our nanny. We had purchased flights for her to fly from here to the Philippines. The exact same scenario happened. The government did not approve that flight, so the airline did not refund any cost of the ticket. We had to rebook her flights as well. So it's been a challenge to get flights booked. It's been a challenge to have airlines, at least some international airlines, honor the flights that they are selling. From what we've seen in the United States, booking our flights in the US when we arrive, it hasn't been that way. So thank goodness for that. So at least we have confidence that when we land in the United States, we will have a flight waiting for us to take us wherever we're going from there. So that's about it for an update. I know some of you have been asking for more education, but I am doing everything I can just to kind of keep us on a timeline to get out of here before we overstay our visa. So more education is coming for those of you who are interested in education. For those of you who are interested in updates, that's the update I have for you right now. We should be about T-minus 10 days from leaving, and as long as the flights don't get canceled or moved or delayed, then we should be okay. But more to come, and I will say this, that we have gotten notifications from the airlines that we will be expected to be in masks and potentially in gloves for the entire time at the airport, and we will be expected to wear masks for the entirety of our 18-hour flight home. On top of that, there is some rumor that everybody in the family will have to get a coronavirus swab test before we are allowed to get on the plane. So hopefully that doesn't happen, because I really don't want to put my 7-year-old and my 2-year-old through a mandatory swab test before we get on a plane. But it's kind of out of my control. So more updates on what travel looks like, more updates on what the airport looks like, and whenever we have it across the way. And more education is coming, I promise. Right now, we're just focused on getting from point A to point B and having some semblance of predictability as to what that process is going to look like. So more to come, but thank you very much for hanging out.